report that exploded a year ago from Hindenburg Research? Well, I'm here to tell you, viewer, that it looks like politics over the Adani investigation appears to be just that, politics. But I will be coming back to this in just a moment. Let's move on. Today said that news reports and a report by the OCCRP, an organization funded by billionaire George Soros, cannot be the basis for doubting Sebi's investigation into the Hindenburg case. Reacting to the Supreme Court verdict, Congress Neta Jairam Ramesh said, and I quote the Supreme Court judgment today on certain matters relating to transactions by the Adani Group has proven extraordinarily generous to the Sebi. Politics over the Adani Group has been simmering and boiling for the better part of a year. It's become one of the big election issues, whether it is the state elections or the central elections. Rahul Gandhi, Mahua Maitra, other opposition leaders have all made Adani their big fighting plank going into the elections. They have positioned themselves as warriors for justice, warriors for an anti-corruption cause, and gone against Gautam Adani. Well, here on India Today, we've always said an investigation is an absolute must. An investigation must happen at all costs, and that is what is taking place under the ambit of the Securities and Exchange Board of India. But today, viewer, comes evidence that the politics that is being played over Adani may just be that, politics, only another layer and another indicator in the form of a handshake between the newly minted Congress Chief Minister Revant Reddy and Gautam Adani's son Karan Adani in Hyderabad. So the question that arises in my mind and in the minds of a lot of people who are watching this entire Adani saga play out is, are the attacks on Adani, because Rahul Gandhi cannot take two steps without naming Adani, is it all about politics? Why is Rahul Gandhi otherwise allowing Congress chief ministers to meet with the Adani Group, shake hands with them, accept their investment, clear the deck so that the company can make even more profits? Why is it that the India alliance has proven to be so filthily hypocritical when it comes to big business? The question is not about whether the Adani Group should be investigated or not, viewer. We are absolutely clear about that. Whether it is Hindenburg, whether it is anybody else's report, the Adani Group, like any other group in the country, should be held to investigative scrutiny at all commensurate levels, any level possible. Even the politics of it is acceptable. But when you see images of Revant Reddy shaking hands with Adani, when you see the Congress and the left fighting for credit over the Adani port in Kerala, when you see Mamta Banerjee doing namaste to Adani while discussing a deep-sea port in Bengal, when you see Ashok Gehlot warmly welcoming Adani on stage at event after event in Rajasthan, when you see Bhupesh Baghel accepting Adani investment in Chhattisgarh, when you see the Adani Group now shaking hands with the newest Congress Chief Minister Revant Reddy in Telangana, one has to wonder whether it is all only about politics. How can a group of parties, the left, the Congress, the Trinamool and others who've made common cause over the issue of Adani claim to be custodians of the anti-corruption plank when their governments, their parties are happy to shake hands and rub shoulders with the Adani Group? How does that work? Well, the Congress has many ways said, how can the onus be on the opposition? It's the central government that needs to take a stand, needs to take the onus, needs to take the initiative and act against it. Well, that's precisely what has happened. The Securities and Exchange Board of India is investigating the Adani Group. 22 out of 24 cases have been investigated. There are 2 left. Today, the Supreme Court, the top court of the country, called many of the petitions against the Sebi investigation unsubstantiated. They refuse to entertain any pleas for a special investigation team. And in one fell swoop, the Supreme Court has basically issued a slap to those who appear to be wasting its time with unsubstantiated, unresearched and shoddy public interest litigations, in effect wasting the time of the top court when India already has such a huge backlog. Well, the Supreme Court has certainly asked Sebi to complete its investigation in 3 months or less, but it has said it finds no reason to interfere with that investigation, basically upholding an investigation that is supposed to happen. But for those who are crying foul, those who are crying blue murder, those who are saying this is anyay, this is injustice, this is not correct, it should not be Sebi who should be investigating. Not only are they crying blue murder on the streets of India, but they are the ones shaking hands with the Adani Group in all their states, as we've shown you in picture after picture. Revant Reddy, Pinarayi Vijayan, Ashok Gehlot, Bhupesh Baghel, all of these leaders are happy to rub shoulders with the Adanis, but for politics, the Adani issue is kosher. That is something to really think about, viewer. And let me end once again by saying it again. The Adani Group is not special. It should be subjected to every level of scrutiny that is available in the country. Do we trust our institutions, or do we simply let the politics play out just because it's election season? Because remember, the public is going to be confused. Is the opposition really in a position to suggest that corruption is happening when many of these parties themselves are the ones who actually invented crony capitalism in this country? They're the ones who created the historic nexus between big business and politics, especially around elections. Are they really in a position to now be the sort of crusaders against Adani and big business as they want to position themselves to be? Well, the public is a little smarter than that. Well, the newest handshaker with the Adanis is the Congress's very own Revant Reddy. I want to bring in India Today's Abdul Bashir for more on this. Abdul, what's going on? We do know that the Adani Group has many investments in Telangana. They have a huge aerospace hub where they do a lot of work in Telangana as well. How is the Congress going to explain this? Their leaders are busy bashing Adani in Delhi and elsewhere. In Telangana, it's all smiles between Revant and Adani Jr.
Well, absolutely. While many industrialists have been streamlined to meet the Chief Minister, what we see is that today, Karan Adani, son of Adani Group chairperson Gautam Adani, had met Revant Reddy, Chief Minister of Telangana State. What we are getting to know through our sources is that this meeting was revolving around the potential areas of investment is what we are getting to know. However, the Chief Minister's office has not given a proper information or an official release regarding what was the meeting about, what agreements and what exactly was spoke between the government of Telangana and the Adani Group. But yes, the meeting here is viewed in a political point of view. However, Revant Reddy earlier, when he was in opposition, when he was a TPCC chief, he also similarly raised several issues against the Adani Group, several allegations against the Adani Group. And today what we see is that once he became the Chief Minister of Telangana State, he, along with the Industries Minister, D. Sridhar Babu, had was found shaking hands with Karan Adani at the Secretariat, the CM's office, today in the afternoon, after meeting several industrialists, including Amara Raja company as well. So after that meeting was the next meeting lined up with Karan Adani that had taken place today in the evening. Over to you, Shiv.
Mosmi is also with me for more on this. Okay, we don't have Mosmi. We'll go back to Mosmi. Thanks, Abdul, for more on this. The Supreme Court today, like I just said in my opening, has refused to interfere with the ongoing probe by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, or Sebi, into the Adani-Hindenburg case. It's also said that news reports and those by a George Soros-funded organization cannot be the basis to doubt the Sebi investigation. But even the top court's verdict hasn't been enough to silence the opposition, even as an opposition chief minister is busy having a Kodak moment with the Adani heir. Take a look. It's a big victory for the Adani Group, with the Supreme Court saying the reports published by newspapers and the Organised Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, an organization funded by billionaire George Soros, cannot be the basis for doubting Sebi's investigation into the entire Hindenburg allegations. Delivering the judgment, a Supreme Court bench of Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Misra said there was no ground to transfer the probe to a special investigation team. Sebi has investigated 22 out of the 24 cases linked to the US-based short seller Hindenburg Research's allegations that created a political storm in India. The Supreme Court gave Sebi 3 months to complete its investigation in the remaining 2 cases. The Supreme Court has also ordered the government and Sebi to check whether Hindenburg has ignored rules in shorting the market and to take action accordingly.
ये राहत या कोई उस चीज़ की बात नहीं है। जो हमारे द्वारा मुद्दा उठाया गया था वह यह था कि जैसे इस तरीके से जो वर्तमान में हुआ कि जो इन्वेस्टर्स का पैसा है, हिंडनबर्ग रिपोर्ट आने के बाद वह काफ़ी लोगों का पैसा डूबा, शेयर मार्केट में भी बहुत उतार चढ़ाव आए, तो उसको लेकर एक कमेटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट हो, जो कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की। सुप्रीम कोर्ट द्वारा गवर्नमेंट को कहा गया है कि इन रिकमेंडेशंस को कंसिडर किया जाए भविष्य के लिए और जो भी नेसेसरी स्टेप हैं वह लिए जाएं।
Today, the Hindenburg report stands discredited in that sense, and also the OCCRP report is also not accepted. So this is the entire position as it exists. The court is concerned about the investors who have suffered losses as a result of this transaction, and that's something which is often forgot.
Adani Group chairman and founder Gautam Adani took to Twitter to say that the Supreme Court's judgment shows that truth has prevailed. Satyameva Jayate. He also said that our humble contribution to India's growth story will continue. The Supreme Court may have refused to intervene in the Sebi probe, but that hasn't ended politics on the issue.
It just goes to show as to how lackadaisical the attitude of the Securities and Exchange Board of India is. The fact remains that the Securities and Exchange Board of India, if it wanted, it could have completed the investigation a long time back. And we repeatedly raised this matter even in the Parliamentary Standing Committee of Finance.
देखिए ये थोड़ी सी असंतुष्ट है, मतलब ये राय जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया, ये जो धांधलियाँ जो हुई जिसके चलते हुए अपने देश के इन्वेस्टर्स को नुकसान पहुंचा, देश को नुकसान पहुंचा, इसके बारे में सही तरीके से जांच करके न्याय दिलाना ज़रूरी था.
With the war for 2024 months away, the Supreme Court verdict is unlikely to stop the opposition from raking up the Adani case. Bureau Report, India Today. So Revant Reddy is the newest Congress leader to shake hands with the Adani Group. These are pictures from earlier today at an investment meeting where the new chief minister, absolutely nothing wrong in this. This is the job of all chief ministers to do as much as possible for their state. The Adanis are big investors in Telangana. They do a lot of business and investment in Telangana already. And it's a routine investment meeting, but it completely flies in the face of the politics that has been played by Revant Reddy's party. Mosmi Singh, who tracks the Congress, is with me live. Mosmi, this is going to constantly be used, to suggest that there is only hypocrisy in the attacks over the Hindenburg report, because opposition leader after opposition leader, opposition state after opposition state is happy to continue doing business with Adani, putting the onus on the Modi government, while claiming to be the righteous upholder of some kind of anti-corruption plank, while accusing Adani of wrongdoing. Now it's Revant Reddy. After Gehlot and Baghel and Pinarayi Vijayan and Mamta Banerjee and who knows who else, now it's Revant Reddy.
Right, Shiv. You know, Congress's stand has been really not really clear as far as, shaking hands with the Adani group is concerned. And, Rahul Gandhi was put in a spot even earlier when the then Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot was in hobnobbing with Gautam Adani and praising Gautam Adani's company. And at that point of time, Rahul Gandhi had launched a frontal attack on the Adani group, naming Gautam Adani in every speech, political speech, and considering that it's a very political attack of, saying that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's best friend Gautam Adani calls the shots in the government, it really exposes the Congress party's double speak as far as, saying that our linen is very clean, we are shaking hands with Karan Adani because we need investments in the state, but when it comes to political attack, the Indian government and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's linen is stained because because Gautam Adani is calling the shots. It's really not clear, and perhaps the Congress party needs to do some internal thinking as far as magnifying or clarifying its stand is concerned. And that's why even in the India Alliance meeting, we've seen there is a difference of opinion as far as attacking Gautam Adani is concerned.
Okay, so the Congress wants to run with the hares and hunt with the hounds and invest a great deal of political capital on an issue which didn't, really turn out with any real political resonance, at least in the recent elections. They won handsomely in Telangana, and that's where they're shaking hands with the Adanis. Well, the public is seeing everything. Thanks very much, Mosmi, for joining us on that. Moving on to another opposition leader who's got the heat on him. Arvind Kejriwal has skipped Enforcement Directorate summons for the third time today in the Liquor Gate investigation. It's the Delhi excise policy case that is being investigated from the angle of money laundering. Arvind Kejriwal instead posed questions to the investigating agency. In turn, he said, "You need to share the questionnaire with me before I can appear," and that there seems to be an arbitrary manner in which the Enforcement Directorate is actually acting. Take a look. First summons on November the 2nd, 2023, skipped. Second summons on December the 21st, 2023, skipped. Now the third summons on January the 3rd, 2024, also skipped. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal appears to be brazening it out. Asked to appear for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi excise policy case, better known as Liquorgate, the Aam Aadmi Party chief shot off a letter instead to the central agency tasked with investigating money laundering. Kejriwal in his letter has called the ED summons illegal and asked the agency to share its questionnaire. He has urged the Enforcement Directorate to respond to his earlier two letters and reveal the intent and ambit of the investigation. Kejriwal has accused the Enforcement Directorate of maintaining unwarranted secrecy and acting in an arbitrary manner.
आपने जितनी रेड करनी है कर लो, आपने जितने समन भेजने हैं भेज दो, आपने जितने लोगों को गिरफ्तार करना है कर लो, आखिरकार सच्चाई आज नहीं तो कल पूरे देश के सामने आएगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ईडी और सीबीआई को इस्तेमाल करके अपने विपक्षियों को खत्म करना चाहती है।
Kejriwal's dare to the ED comes even as two top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh, are lodged in jail in the same case.
देखिए, गिरफ्तारी का खतरा पहले दिन से ही है और गिरफ्तार करना ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार की योजना है। तो सब अपोजिशन स्टेट्स में ही जाती है ईडी सीबीआई, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ तो एक्शन करती ही नहीं है।
जांच एजेंसियां आज बाज बनके ईमानदारी से भ्रष्टाचारियों को काट रही हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल घबराए हैं, इसलिए मन ही मन कह रहे हैं, लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, किया है भ्रष्टाचार ईडी के पास जाऊं कैसे।
The Enforcement Directorate meanwhile carried out multiple raids in Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Close aides of Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren were raided. Soren himself has skipped 7 summons from the ED for questioning in money laundering. There is speculation that Soren may install his wife as chief minister in case of an arrest, but he has denied all such reports. In Rajasthan, the Enforcement Directorate carried out searches at properties linked to former Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's son Vaibhav. Recently, the agency listed a real estate deal by Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in a money laundering charge sheet, though it did not name her as an accused. The opposition claims the Narendra Modi government is misusing the central agency to target its rivals ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha election. Bureau Report, India Today. Munish Pandey, who tracks the Enforcement Directorate, is live with me. Munish, what next? What does the Enforcement Directorate plan to do? Can it do anything? 3 summons have been skipped. Kejriwal has sort of hit back now saying, share the questionnaire first. What does the ED plan to do?
Well, Shiv, ED has multiple options. They can approach the court, get a non-bailable warrant issued against Arvind Kejriwal. They can also summon Arvind Kejriwal once again. But when I was speaking to the officials who are, involved in the investigation, what they are saying is that, Arvind Kejriwal has given different reasons all 3 times. When he was summoned for the first time, he said that there are 3 upcoming state assembly elections. That's why he can't come. Second time, he said that he is going for Vipassana. Now, today he has replied to ED saying that he has not been given a list of questionnaire. When I was speaking to the sources within the Enforcement Directorate, what they are saying is that Arvind Kejriwal has been an IRS officer. He has worked in Income Tax Department, and he is well aware that nowhere in the law it is mentioned that the accused or a suspect or a witness should be given a list of questions which will be asked by the investigative officials. So they are saying that deliberately Arvind Kejriwal is not coming to the Enforcement Directorate. As far as ED's rights are concerned, remember, Shiv, under Prevention of Money Laundering Act, ED is within their rights to even arrest Arvind Kejriwal. And as far as evidence is concerned, when I spoke to the officials to get a sense of whether ED has any evidence against Arvind Kejriwal or not, they said that in comparison to Sanjay Singh, against Arvind Kejriwal, they have strong evidence. But what will be the next step of Enforcement Directorate? That is something which is, to be seen in future. Shiv.
Munish, thanks very much for that, for putting that into perspective. Arvind Kejriwal is someone who has ducked summons 3 times. Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, has actually skipped summons 7 times. Let's just show you, what that track record looks like, because his aides have also been raided now by the Enforcement Directorate. August 14th, 2023, that was the first summons. He skipped it. August 24th, 10 days later, again skipped. 3rd summons, September 9th, 2023, similarly skipped. 4th, September 23rd, also skipped. 5th was on October the 4th, skipped. December 12th was the 6th. And finally, December 29th was the 7th summons, which Hemant Soren also skipped. So the heat and the simmering and the pot boiler going on in Jharkhand right now remains to be seen. Could Hemant Soren install his wife as an interim chief minister as a result of the heat over him? Many things happening there. You'll, of course, hear the breaking news first here on India Today. Meanwhile, let's move on now. The India bloc, the India Alliance, as we call it, has gotten into Mission 2024 mode. According to sources, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is likely to be appointed as convener of the India bloc. Other partners within the India Alliance have also been consulted and taken into confidence. Here's where things stand right now. A crucial figure in uniting feuding opposition parties onto a common platform. A grassroots leader fluent in Hindi, the Chief Minister of Bihar. An advocate for marginalized communities, and now the head of the Janata Dal United. Following the BJP's resounding victory in the Hindi heartland this year, the opposition alliance appears to have chosen an official convener from the same region. According to alliance insiders, the Bihar Chief Minister is likely to assume the role within the coalition.
नीतीश कुमार जी बहुत सीनियर नेता है, मुख्यमंत्री तो छोड़ दीजिए बिहार के हैं, और हम सबको एक साथ लाने में उनका योगदान बड़ा है. तो अगर सहमति होती है तो मुझे लगता है कि उद्धव ठाकरे जी की तरफ से कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं होगा.
The India alliance is set to convene online this week to formalize the decision. Sources say the Congress has already engaged in discussions with Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav. Other coalition partners have also been consulted.
यद्यपि नीतीश कुमार जी का लंबा अनुभव है, उन्होंने ही इंडिया गठबंधन की एनडीए से अलग होने के बाद शुरुआत की थी। उन्होंने ही गैर कांग्रेसी दलों को कांग्रेस के साथ बैठाने में पटना में सफलता प्राप्त की थी। अगर उनको कन्वीनर बनाया जाता है तो ये संगठन के लिए बहुत लाभकारी होगा।
With the BJP seemingly holding a significant psychological advantage after its triumph in the Hindi heartland and the conclusion of its decades-old Ram Temple campaign, the India Alliance is making last-minute efforts to revamp its leadership ahead of the Lok Sabha election. Bureau Report, India Today. And this was a news break earlier today by India Today. Sahil Joshi in Mumbai. Sahil, Nitish Kumar to be announced as the convener. When is that going to be made official?
Well, earlier it was planned that tomorrow the India Alliance partners were supposed to meet through the virtual conference. But it's likely that in a couple of days next, this virtual conference will happen. And in that conference, two decisions are likely to be made. One, the chairperson of the India Alliance, which the Congress is hoping that Mallikarjun Kharge will be elected unopposed, and convener as Nitish Kumar, because Nitish Kumar, as we are rightly pointing out, that is the one who actually brought these alliance, these partners together. Despite being a junior partner in India Alliance, Nitish Kumar's lead actually brought them together. Secondly, as it's been seen that in the Hindi heartland, the India Alliance is pretty weak, and in that place where they need some kind of a leadership, also Nitish's reach with the other alliance partners will also help the India Alliance partners. Say, for an example, in Maharashtra, people like Prakash Ambedkar, who are Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar are pitching for him to be brought into India Alliance in Mahavikas Aghadi in Maharashtra. Nitish Kumar can play a crucial role. Looking at that, Nitish Kumar's name has been proposed. Also, the background, as I can mention, is that what happened last week within JDU, that Lalan Singh, the national president of Janata Dal United, had to resign, and Nitish Kumar became the national president. Looking at the scenario, they fear that Nitish Kumar has not liked the way his, making him convener didn't happen as smoothly as it could have. Because since day one, it was perceived that Nitish Kumar will take a lead role in India Alliance, which did not happen. So, and Nitish, is known for taking decisions suddenly and giving a surprise to his alliance partners. That shouldn't happen just before 2024 elections. Looking at this scenario, it was many alliance partners like Shiv Sena, Aam Aadmi Party, even RJD, tried to push for Nitish Kumar's name, and the Congress is on board. What we are hearing, Kharge's office is in touch with the alliance partners, and it is likely that in the next meeting, Nitish Kumar's appointment as the convener of India Bloc will be announced.
And that big news break was first here on India Today. Everyone else has followed that story. Keep tracking that story. Thanks very much, Sahil, for getting us that perspective on it. Well, it's not just speculation, because it's going to happen. He will be made the convener of the India Bloc, the India Alliance. Sources say he's emerged as the first choice for all of the allies. Now, partners within the India Alliance have also been consulted, like Sahil said, and taken into confidence. But why Nitish? Nitish was the prime mover behind opposition unity. He was to be given due importance. When Rahul is going for his Bharat Nyaya Yatra shortly, the Congress is keeping the momentum going. If Nitish Kumar crosses over to the NDA, the BJP-led NDA, the effort to unite the opposition will fizzle out. There's always that fear that a leader who is called Paltu Ram by his critics may any time just cross over to the other side. Nitish may dump his reported idea of simultaneous assembly polls after he is made convener. So for all of these reasons, it makes good sense for the India Alliance. Why might the Congress agree to give Nitish Kumar the post of India Bloc convener, even though the Congress is by far the biggest party in the alliance? Well, even if Nitish is made convener, it does not mean that he is the prime ministerial nominee. It is more about respecting the effort he has made for opposition unity. The Congress will maintain its primacy as the leading party in the alliance. Remember, Kharge's name has already come up. Keeping the position of national president or chairperson with Mallikarjun Kharge will give the Congress an edge, but it is also important to keep the sulking and unpredictable Nitish and his party, the JDU, well within the India alliance to keep a united face ahead of the 2024 election. Meanwhile, in the national capital, there's been a fresh twist in the dangal for justice. Hundreds of junior wrestlers assembled today at Delhi's Jantar Mantar up in arms against the three prominent faces of the agitation. The junior wrestlers are furious with Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Fogart and Sakshi Malik, protesting against the three of them, accusing them of wasting a whole year politicizing the Wrestling Federation of India. Loaded in buses, the junior wrestlers arrived from different parts of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Delhi. Security personnel struggled to control them as they shouted slogans against Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Malik and Vinesh Fogart. The protesters were carrying banners that read, "Save our wrestling from these three wrestlers," pointing to Bajrang Punia, Sakshi Malik and Vinesh Fogart. Well, according to the wrestlers, they're not happy with mismanagement in the WFI. They want junior trials to be held as soon as possible, and they've accused the senior wrestlers, these three, of doing politics and wasting time and ridding the junior wrestlers of their opportunities in the sport.
So I am here at Jantar Mantar, and there is a protest going on, as you can see in the placards and the banners. कर दिया देश की कुश्ती को बर्बाद, साक्षी मलिक, बजरंग, विनेश फोगाट. I mean, this is very serious because just 1 year ago, the senior wrestlers of this country, Vinesh, Sakshi, Bajrang, were protesting at the same place, saying and alleging that there were serious, allegations made against Brijbhushan Saran Singh, that they said that Brijbhushan Saran Singh molested, young female athletes and some of the, international athletes. But now there is a protest going on against these top wrestlers. Sakshi Malik has already announced her retirement. Bajrang and Vinesh has returned their national awards, Padma Shri awards. कि पिछले 1 साल में भारतीय कुश्ती को नुकसान हुआ है. इस प्रोटेस्ट से भारतीय कुश्ती कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला है. नुकसान नहीं, कुश्ती जगत की जो है बहुत बेइज्जती हुई है. पहलवानों की जो बदनामी हुई है, उनको समाज में घृणा की नजर से देखने लगे हैं लोग. आपकी उम्र क्या है? कहाँ पे खेलते हो? 14 साल है मेरी उम्र. अच्छा, आपने कुछ अभी टूर्नामेंट? एज निकल गई, अंडर 11 की भी एज निकल गई, अब इसकी भी निकलने वाली है. एज निकल गई क्योंकि आपको टूर्नामेंट खेलने को नहीं मिला इस प्रोटेस्ट के तहत? जी ना मिलता जी. ये अंडर 15 जी एज निकल जाओगी 1 साल में जी. The young athletes of this nation are saying that we need to play. Give us some tournament. And for last 1 year, Sakshi Malik, Bajrang and Vinesh, all top wrestlers were protesting at the same place here at Jantar Mantar. But now the young athletes of this nation is unhappy. They are unhappy with the protest. They are saying, we want to play, we need to play, and give us that platform. Sanjay Singh is the new elected chairman, new elected president, but the body is suspended. They want someone should run the federation and the young talent should get to play. This is Nitin Srivastava reporting for India Today.
And some very, very good news after a year of not so good news from the Kuno National Park. 3 new cheetah cubs have been born to one of the cheetahs, Asha. She gave birth to the 3 cubs at the Kuno National Park today, making a roaring success in the new year for Project Cheetah. There's been a lot of criticism, but in the face of these 3 beautiful newborns lies new hope for the cheetah population at Kuno. And joining us right after this, Gaurav is going to be joined by Swati Mishra, the new sensation on YouTube, whose song Ram Aayenge has gone completely viral. It's the new theme song on the road to Ayodhya. She joins Gaurav and me live on the other side of this very short break. Don't miss it. Ram Aayenge on the other side.
Today TV dominates 2023. A year of non-stop news breaks.
They have claimed that they have 40 MLAs on their side.
You just heard those sounds of the blast.
Leading from the front in a world at war.
India Today reports from the front lines at the